and welcome to the We'll Read Season 11, Episode 16, Knife of Dreams, Chapters 31 and 32. I am your host, Zool. And you might be asking yourself, where's Alan? Well,
where is Alan? Slacker.
A little bit of a mod takeover here. I haven't hung out with my guys, Ian and Chris, in quite a while. And so I thought I would jump in and take over for a little bit. And if I'm feeling benevolent as a dictator, a little while later, I might let Alan back in. But for now, hi, Ian. Hi, Chris. How you guys doing? Happy New Year.
So Happy New Year.
The rest of y'all know Zool had her own podcast?
Yeah, we just found out Zool had a podcast.
What?
Like seconds ago.
I have a full spoilers podcast called Delving the Chronicles with 3 other people, Koala Sadai, Morshadi, and Beth Doman. And we cover anything and everything, the Wheel of Time, the show, anything. And we dig deep in. We pull all the threads we can.
That's
Currently,
great.
We've been working on some of the Shadow Rising stuff around Roidion and, like the glass columns and the Wayback Machine, Rand going back in time. And we're going to be on the Dusty Wheel next week covering that very topic with Lauren of Unraveling Pattern and, of course, the Dusty Wheel. So
that sounds awesome.
We're getting ready for
That's legit.
Season 3. Yes.
Season 3 start. I've been avoiding everything. I'm like, I don't want to know until I have to know.
Mid-April, like April 13th or something. So, like early
we could
to
mid-April. We could be watching new episodes at JordCon.
That may be the last episode. I haven't actually timed it out. Maybe the last episode will happen that week or the week before. So it'll all be fresh, new content for everybody to talk about and chew over. And I'm excited about WatCon. We are having the head costume designer as our keynote speaker, our special guest. And so that's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah.
That's very cool.
You've had a little bit of time off from the podcast over the weekend. I mean,
too much time off.
Too much time off. Past couple of weeks. Yeah. So how's it been? How was your, time off from the podcast the last couple of weeks? What you been up to? Anything
my break was weird with me and my kid's mom for our Christmas New Year break. Instead of splitting it down the middle, it's we'll have the kids, one of us will have the kids until the day after Christmas, so we're not switching on the holiday. And then the day after Christmas we switch. But that doesn't always turn into 50-50 depending on how the kids' school schedule is and when the holidays land. So I got them for Christmas, but only for a few days. And then it was like a week and a half that they were with their mom. And I was like, oh man. So I've been kind of
bummed out.
I won't say bumming, but a little bit. It's been me, and that's about it. And working from home a lot. I was finally actually excited to go back to the office, and then we had a bit of a snowstorm and they closed the office for a couple of days, and I was like, I need to be around people. They even closed the Y on the first day the snow came through, so I couldn't even go to the gym. I just went for a walk around the park here and luckily ran into other people that were brave in the nasty weather. So I got some people time, but it's not been bad. It's just been quiet. So and working in a lot of gym time. That's about it. Nothing exciting. So
yeah,
y'all haven't missed much from my life.
Yeah, I understand that whole shared parenting thing over the holidays and such.
It never gets easy. It's always weird. And my kids are having a great time. I've talked to them just about every day, but it's still, it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. How about you, Chris?
I did some shared parenting too. So we drove to Virginia and grabbed my nephews and brought them.
Oh yeah. How are they doing?
So, yeah, they were great. So the 19-year-old who's in his second year of college, just finished his first semester of his second year, he's sitting with a 3.3 3 overall GPA, had a 3.8 from the last semester. So this is a kid that, got through high school. Like, he was all right. Wasn't like a stellar student, but wasn't a horrible student. I think he graduated 3.0, and college was kind of in the cards, but we were really worried. And now he is excelling. He got invited to a leadership honor society. He's been invited to another leadership organization on campus um, for first time, because his mom didn't go to college, dad didn't go to
First time
college.
college.
First time
Yeah.
college. And then he is part of the Urban League, and he's actually a chairperson for that organization. And so, like, he's a part of 5 different organizations and maintaining a 3.3. Like,
As long as he doesn't get too overwhelmed with too many things,
that
that's a
was
danger with that. Yeah.
I told him, I said, look, I worked 2 full-time jobs, did track and field, did a couple organizations, and I know what that feels like by the time you hit junior year. And you're like,
Yeah.
God, I just have to keep pushing. No, you don't. You can slow down. You can
Yep.
tell people, hey, I've got a lot
Prioritize.
on my plate. I need
Yep.
to prioritize. Senior year, I did that. I just prioritized the wrong things. Like, I prioritized my track career over my academics. Still graduated on time, so I was okay with that. But
That was me too, man. Sailing over academics. I don't even know how I graduated.
oh, bro, tell me about it. But I
But-
mean, second and third degree, all A student, but that intro
Right.
degree was rough. But and then the 13-year-old, we got 2 13-year-old nephews. So the one I brought back with me, he's in that phase where he's still trying to figure out who he wants to be, which we're all always there.
Sure.
But you can see it all
still
over
there.
his person.
Absolutely. So am I.
He's, like, still carries his stuffed animal around at 13, but he hides it in his bag, and he's wearing dark clothes and a hoodie all the time. And
Oh yeah.
he's like, but then he's doing backflips and cartwheels and running to his aunt to make sure she saw, and, then going and sulking and getting on the phone with his friends and having, 11 to 3 a.m. conversations. And I'm
He's
like,
kind of caught in that in between
yeah,
child and adult. Yeah.
So we took them home, and then we had New Year's with my sister from Utah came in, and the twins. The last time I saw the girls, I was holding them. This time I was chasing them. So
Oh yeah.
Aw.
they're running, they're talking, they're laughing. They've got moods like no other. These kids go from 0 to 100 in no time. Like, they'd be just standing there and all of a sudden just bawling their heads off, and like trying to figure out what's going on. And all of a sudden they're laughing at you, like, "Ha, got you!" And then bawling.
Oh,
And bro, I'm gonna tell you,
they're testing you to see how you react. They're like, "Let me throw this at him." Okay.
me. I'm
Let me
like,
throw this.
I'm not your parent. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna laugh at you. Like, you just got the right one. Like, one of them, she likes to kick. And so
No.
she was close to you and drop out and start kicking. So I just fell
no.
on top of her. I pinned her legs underneath my arm, and she gave me this look, and then I gave her a hug, and I was like, "We're gonna stay here until you figure it out."
Yeah.
She
If you
stopped
want to wrestle,
crying.
we'll wrestle.
Yeah. She looked at me and she stopped crying, and then she was done. So,
There you go.
Aw.
yeah,
Good
that's
job.
the highlight of our time off. I mean, yeah, we did a lot of Christmasing, we had a lot of good time, but I got to spend time with my people. So
That's awesome.
oh yeah, happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Happy
I
New
had
Year.
a pretty quiet time at the house. It's the first time I haven't had either of my daughters here over. Actually, the first time I haven't seen my younger daughter for Christmas or her birthday. Her birthday falls
Mm.
between Christmas and New Year. And so it was just me with my parents, nice and quiet. We have some of our traditions, movies we watch every year, foods we make and prepare every year. You
Yeah.
know, like we had some of those things. It was just me with my parents who are in their 80s. But the day after Christmas, I was supposed to go fly out to see my older daughter for a week.
Mhm.
I got postponed for weather for 2 days. Like, everything
Oh.
was canceled in the whole region. Like, you couldn't go to any airport. I couldn't even have
Oh,
like
wow.
driven to Dallas and flown out, or
Yeah.
anything. So everything in the region was was shut down. And then, of course, everybody got the Friday flights, any that were left over like that. So I had to fly on Saturday. But I still had a great time.
Good.
Yeah. So with them, my daughter, her partner, their dogs, we had a good time. I came home with a cold.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
I've been getting over that.
Yeah.
So other than that, that's my holiday. And are you guys ready to dig in to the chapters?
Let's do it.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So the first chapter, chapter 31, is
A lot of buildup.
the house on Full Moon Street. It actually is a lot of buildup. That's what it is.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's the
There's some
setup for
tension.
what happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit of stuff going on here. We have it's an Elayne POV.
Yeah.
And she is, of course, still pregnant, and we hear about it, with
All
the
the
whole
time.
warm
Yeah.
goat's milk, and she can't sleep, and she wakes up. So it's like the middle of the night, or it's like 3:00 in the morning, or
I
something.
mean, here's a question: these babies have powers. She's got power. Would wine really hurt them? I mean, she can have a sip.
Remember, we don't know for certain the babies have power. I mean, you and I know, Chris. I mean, we know these babies are, there's going to be some super spells being cast, but
from out the
we don't know that yet.
Yes, that's my thought.
I mean, I understand Melfane wanting her to be careful and all these other things. So every age has their ideas. Every age, every group has their ideas of what's good for the baby and all this stuff. And even we do now, it's like, no alcohol, no this, that, the other. And so, yeah, I wouldn't be drinking any wine at that time,
Yeah. I did feel bad
unless you were.
She's getting tired of warm goat milk, and she's over this pregnancy. How far along is she at this point?
I actually don't even know. It's the time compression gets to be so much in these books, like they cover so few days in these books as you get down. And you kind of jump around from POV to POV, which means you're at different times overlapping. So like you'll go through a time, and then there are some time markers along the way. You're like, oh, like she's thinking Rand was really hurt, feeling in pain. And then
so it's got to line up
back to being inaccessible almost, right? So it had to be something real, got to line up with something that we know he experienced, a lot of pain. And so that is the kind of thing that Robert Jordan throws in there. And
I guess in my, I don't have any way to relate this, Chris, but in my mind, like I'm thinking she's like midway through, showing, but like also could easily be hid with the clothes, although does it really matter because everybody knows, at least the people around her. But I don't see her in my mind. She's not like full on, can't walk, like I'm struggling, like it's about to pop. She's not there.
But, no, she's not there. Yeah. But she has woken up, and two of the kin come in. They realize she's awake, and so they come in to let her know another one of the kinswomen. We lost Chris. Another one of the kinswomen. Okay, good. Has been killed with the one power, and Elayne's thinking, oh my goodness, in the last 10 days, that's 3 and maybe 7 others that we haven't exactly proven. And so they're like, there's definitely something going on, Black Aja, whatever. And they know that Vandine's sister Adelaus was killed by somebody in their party. And she has kind of narrowed it down to 2 of the Aes Sedai, and so who are with her, right? And that plays a factor in what's coming up. And so, what do you guys think about that before you read this? Had you suspected who it was, or?
I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. And my mind was just I don't know. I was going down like stupid rabbit holes in my head. This felt like a logic puzzle.
Mhm.
Her trying to figure out who, like, okay, it happened. First time it happened was this time with this group of people, and then it happened this time
Yep.
with this group of people, and
Yeah, and
just
then
trying to do the
it
process
crosses
of
off this
elimination.
person and that person. Yeah.
Right. So I just need to see who was talking to who on what day and who was in, you know. Anyways, anybody that's taking the LSATs, like this, that's kind of what it sounds like.
Yeah. And you, Chris? Chris is frozen for me.
Oh yeah, he did freeze. Either that or he's being completely still.
I don't think so. Anyway, we'll wait till he comes back. So she's trying to like lay it down that lay it down with Sumiko that she needs to be firm, that nobody goes about by themselves at any time, anywhere, 3 or 4 to be safe.
Yeah,
And Sumiko is all wishy-washy, but sometimes we want to be alone. And Elise, who is the one who ran the farm, is like, no, you need to be, you know, we need to be
got
stronger
a
with
battle
them.
buddy at everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, and Sumiko's, yeah, but as the eldest, and Sumiko and Elise, it's really funny because she's like, that eldest thing had to do with when we were in Ebudar, those who were
Right.
in Ebudar. So they're having a little bit of a, power struggle here, but Sumiko is like
Every
200
time,
years older.
yeah, every time we get into a slightly new situation where there's overlap between different groups. I mean, I guess you see it with the males also. So I don't want to say it's just the females in this book, but we seem to run into it a lot with the Aes Sedai and then the Kins and then the Windfinders. And every time there's overlap, everybody's trying to figure out, who's who, and they're trying to puff their chest out. And, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
At this point, I take a mental note that it's happening, but I kind of roll my eyes like, gosh, here
There's
we
so
go
much of
again.
it.
Like
There's
there's huge,
so much of it all the
yeah,
time.
and there's real problems in front of all of them. But instead of teaming up and focusing on the real problems, they're like, well, I'll talk to you about that just so long as you recognize that I'm in charge at this particular moment. Like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so annoying.
But I really like how the next thing that happens is that welcome back, Chris.
I'm sorry. Between Chanel and the cats and a little bit of break that we had, my computer is not happy.
Oh,
So
let's
yeah,
hope it. Fingers
It's due
crossed.
for a few reboots.
yeah.
Clean up, reboot.
I got one of these computers where I actually have to like plug in something for my Wi-Fi.
Mm.
And so that stinks. So I have to buy a new piece because it's going bad. Anyway, I'm back. Where were we?
But anyway, we were talking about the kin and some of the power struggle that's going on there. And Elayne's like, hey,
Cut the crap.
you need to be firm with them. I need commitment from you that you are going to make sure you're going to be telling them they can't go around by themselves because people are getting killed. And at least you need to back her up and make sure it happens.
Yeah, she's like,
All right,
Sumiko
so
and Rihanna, I need you guys to take authority and do what you need to do. And Elise,
yeah.
I need you to be the persuasive person you are. And we need to make sure that everybody's traveling in groups. We need the buddy system to be in full effect because we don't need anybody out here running around getting killed anymore. And there's already too few of you. Like, and we're losing trust. We're losing faith. Like, I love how Elayne really is kind of playing the good ruler. She knows her people. She knows their strengths. She knows their weaknesses, and she's using them as much as she can to her advantage, while also giving these people a little bit of space. And she's not allowing the idea of her hormones to be overpowering or anything. Like, some people, oh, she's just being, a pregnant mom, or she's being, a queen, even though she's not right now. No, she's kind of being on the straight and narrow. She's dipping into the magic quite a lot to help her with this. So she needs that high to get her where she needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, she does talk about her mood, how her mood is helped by holding the one power, but she did an experiment with like holding it
For like a whole day.
For like a whole day, and that wasn't great. So she's not doing it but she does use it as a crutch. Like when the guardswoman says, hey, there's a red sister who's shown up with her shawl on, and this red sister just sort of like barges in. And she is the worst. I mean,
Duhara, is that right? Is how you pronounce it?
I mean, you said she was a red, so
Duhara.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, she's like extra. Hey, you guys think we should allow Alan?
I can let myself.
Oh no,
Alan!
I have full control and full power.
I have the power.
Hey.
We're doing just fine without you.
Looking spiffy there, Alan.
No.
Alan was off taking care of responsibilities, and then he just wants to show up when he wants. You and your adulting.
You call drinking with friends responsibilities. Dark.
I didn't have a
Funny enough, that's part of the job. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no,
We gotta
Dad's
mingle.
here. We have to behave. No, we don't. Dad's here.
Going to that note, did y'all see that some Costco's are selling Wellers and Pappy for $20?
What?
Yes,
Well, not in Virginia.
our area. No,
I was
not
gonna
Virginia,
say,
not North Carolina, but
ABC
South
would let that
Carolina.
happen.
Yeah, I was like, what? $20? I tried to go online and order. They were like, nope.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So I feel like some of the mega rich and big companies, they know that the alien invasion is coming. And that's why all these wild things, they're like, you know what? Let's just fucking give them Pappies at Costco. Because it's about to go whack.
It's about to go down.
It's
hook 'em
about
up.
to go down.
Yeah, there's a lot of other things about to go down. So anyway,
So where are we?
nowhere.
All right. So we haven't made it very far into chapter 31. Elayne has talked to the two kinswomen, and a red sister, Duhara, has just come in and just barged in. And I was just saying, she's the worst. She comes in and she's like all judgmental about these wilders, tells them to take a hike, and they don't move.
Nope.
And I love it.
Well, so love it, yes. But again, I go back to being somewhat like eye rolling about it, because still, when you get your Aes Sedai that are affiliated with the Tower, and I guess Elayne now, like they still have this. They're just stuck in the old ways and so full of themselves. And we've talked about this so many times. There's been so many instances, and once I feel like there's a new Aes Sedai that kind of learned, okay, things are a little bit different, and we're like, phew, all right, then we move on and we find another one, and it's the exact same attitude. And I'm like, why can't we just get them all in a room? And I'm not saying like, let me not suggest violence or anything, but they need to be shook and be like, look, the world is different now. Okay,
But here's the thing:
stop showing up.
You have 3 books, honey.
Is it? Is it different?
It's gonna keep happening.
Is it different? And where is Egwene got herself at this point?
Right where she wants to be.
Sure, she is under the control of Elida at this point.
No, this is like when my brother had me in a full Nelson and was like, tap out. And I'm like, no. He's like, tap out. I was like, I got you. You tap out. I'm about to get you. That's what Egwene's doing.
Did you get him?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, because I'm the younger brother, and all I had to do was cry or scream just enough that my mom started coming, and right when he let go, I'd turn around and I'd sock him in the gut. But then when my mom got there, I would cry harder than he did, so he still got in trouble.
Well, who's she gonna cry to? Rain?
No, my mom knew I got my ass whooped. She didn't fall for that.
That part.
Elayne, I got the wrong name. Egwene, thank you, RJ, for putting those 2 names, both beginning with an E and having the Ain. So Egwene, though, she knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
She knows what she's doing. She's learned a lot especially from the Aiel and then from Swan.
I'll give her that.
She's learned a whole lot. So
She's
I
playing with the
wouldn't,
card she was dealt.
yeah.
And she's
But
doing
this
a good
red,
job.
this in this Red's mind and all the other sisters in the White Tower, they're winning right now. So like, of course
Well,
she's gonna come
hold
in
on,
with
back up.
all the arrogance in the world. Like, you need me, I'm gonna put the crown on your head. If not within a couple days, I'll give it to you in about a month. Like, you got this. You
Either
just need to be subservient to me, and I need you to go back to the tower. I need you to hand over everything. I need you to put the white back on, and I need you to go through the trials and the tribulations to actually become one of us. One of us.
Uh-huh.
so
Eventually.
one that was a big insult. So that was a big moment here.
So
But I have to disagree with you, Chris. I feel like either one, this Red is very disconnected and not communicating well with the tower, or she knows what's going on and this is a big time bluff. Because remember, well, also I guess that depends on how these timelines are overlapping.
and
So
perception.
maybe I'm overthinking this because at the end of our Egwene chapters, remember, whoever it was communicating with Elida about what's going on and everything, you definitely got the impression that they were like, everything you're trying to do with Egwene ain't working. Like she's kind of running shit now.
Well,
you know,
if you
so
think about
that was already starting to happen
Duhara,
in the tower.
it's taken her a little while to get here. She came from Elida.
Yeah, she might not know
she
what's
is
happening.
totally spouting all of the Elida attitudes about these girls who she still considers as girls, no better than novices, basically, barely accepted, like they got moved up to accepted too soon. And they are still working under all of the old assumptions. And then, hey, I can just call you child and treat you like a child and tell you what to do. So,
And she can see it a little bit. She's like, yeah, the woman that drugged you, yeah, not our fault. We beat her, we flogged her, like, for her discretion. Like, and the whole time Elayne's like, I know why you did it, because she failed. But
yeah,
I'm gonna give you this one. I'm just gonna let you think you know more than me. Okay. So again, I will give her props because she's playing the queen very well. She's playing the Days Damar, if you want to call it that. Like, she's doing a good job. But at the same time, it's hard for anybody to be, if I'm part of the White Tower, no matter what I know, because say she's coming with limited knowledge. In her knowledge, the person that she's in cahoots with is the Amerlin. And even if it's a little bit further down the timeline, that Amerlin now has the other Amerlin captive. So like, she's got all the backing to be this way. And knowing what we know about these two chapters, I really thought that she was going to play a more glorious role later on.
Yeah.
And that it was going to put the nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
So to speak. She didn't, which I'm glad for, but I did have that fear for a little while.
Right.
That she was going to become a part of the salvation.
Did you ever think that she was going to come in as a dark friend
I
at
didn't
this
have
other
that
house?
thought.
Okay.
No, we needed a savior.
I think that
in
about
my
all the
mind,
Reds.
we needed a savior.
Yeah, I just assume all the Reds are Black Aja, but it's my own personal bias. It's my own personal bias.
Yeah, but I thought, Alan, did you kind of have like negative feelings about like all Reds for the most part as you read the books?
The first time, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, the first time through.
Yeah.
I know this is going to sound silly.
That's normal.
But I still like Elida.
I feel bad for her. I'm starting to move in the direction of feeling bad for her. I don't know if I like her.
I don't, I mean, it's like she came in with such a glorious, like, we met Moraine and we were like, okay, so this is an Aes Sedai. Okay, cool. And then we met Elida and it's like, she's foretelling the future. She's with the queen. Like,
she was wielding power
ish together
and influence big time.
Yeah, I had hope for her. And now I'm like, bro, what happened? Like all these books later and
struggling.
Yeah, she's on the top, but she's also on the bottom at the same time. Like, it's like,
are we talking tops and bottoms?
Oh,
yes.
I want to like her.
No, is Elida a top or a bottom?
Mm. Anyway, so yeah.
I don't even know what is going on in chat here. I don't normally follow chat at all. I just keep seeing the word cocaine. Okay,
Yeah.
so
That's what I was laughing at. When you were talking, I felt bad because I started laughing because I read Tree's response. I just couldn't help but giggling. I was like, well, yes.
I just contributed without really knowing.
We were all trying to, I think
It
everybody
felt
was
right.
trying to throw you off track, and it didn't work very well.
No.
But got us.
But yeah, Duhara is just she's terrible, and she goes about it the completely wrong way. And Elayne is basically like, and she gives her she
Better
does one of
check
those
yourself.
these really great things where she just sits there absolutely quiet and keeps her hands still and all the emotion off her face, and lets her just leave that silence open so that the other person has to fill it. Like, I have why would I even respond to what you're saying? And like, it's real power play there. And I was like, you go for a teenager, you're doing really well.
Yeah.
Well,
the only thing that she really stepped up to was and she had to, was the accusation of her not being Aes Sedai. Because that was kind of a direct threat in front of her people, like to her status, authority, position, sort of thing. So correcting that was necessary. And I think she did a good job. Jordan, like, you started to write like, well, normally the position of power is to be the one sitting down and da-da-da-da-da. But there's a time and a place. And for her to like stand up on that and be like, also on that note, you ever bring that up again?
Yeah, I'm about my word.
Yeah.
Like, I stand on this.
You about to meet my hands.
And then if you think about it, she could have said something about her being the most powerful one in the room.
Oh, yeah.
Not only am I an Aes Sedai, but I outrank you.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I am more powerful than you by magnitudes.
Right.
But I think it's in her not saying it that
she didn't have to. Yeah.
100%.
Right.
Like, and of course, this woman's like, well, show me to my rooms.
Oh, yeah, that was great. I ain't got no rooms for you.
Show me to my rooms. We'll talk more about this later when you realize your mistake.
No crib for a bed.
No crib for a red.
To red Aes Sedai needs to get the fuck out.
Yeah, and they're like, escort her to the gates.
The gates. She can go.
Yeah.
She out.
And then the power move the power move, if we want to call it that, continues because she looks at these ladies and she's like, did that worry you? Did that bother you? So she goes about like reassuring them, like, in the question, are you questioning me and my authority? And they're like, no. And they were just flat out, you were appointed, we are following. You got this. Done. And she's like, I know they also have their own ulterior motives because they're not going to be able to make it into the tower without us making it into the tower. But at the same time, respect beget respect. So
See, I'm over here downloading YouTube short clips just so I can play them. And then by the time I get them downloaded, you guys already passed that part. So
we'll go ahead and play one that you like. We'll
Catch me outside. How about that? Catch me outside.
Yeah.
Oh, cash me outside.
Yeah, there was a couple spots for
that. Yeah.
But
you guys have anything else to say about the Red Sister and all that? Any of that? All right.
No.
Alan, do you want to take over?
Sure. So
do you know where we are, Alan?
Yeah, it's right when Denny comes back, right?
Correct. Denny and
yeah.
With some fresh intel.
Yeah, fresh intel says that Master Nori and Samuel Hark are there to see her.
They happen to know that you were up at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Context clues, bro. Context clues.
And thank you, Jordan, for giving us Samuel Hark and Samuel Hake. Not the same person. What?
I wouldn't even have known. If you didn't say that, I wouldn't have known.
That's why they get nicknames like Tall Mayonnaise.
Yes, Samuel Hake was the thin keeper, the thin innkeeper.
Oh, what a creep. Yeah. Can't trust them.
Yes. The reason we don't trust thin innkeepers.
Yes.
And then
never
this
trust
guy
skin.
is like a pickpocket. So
Yeah.
so that's where he is.
Yeah. Meeting the ante room, Elayne asks Hark, if his return means success. He gets this little report that they found some Aes Sedai that are down at Full Moon Street.
Because it's not a half moon, it's a full moon.
It's a full moon.
It's the only ones worth seeing.
Yeah.
Them half moons are just a tease, but them full moons.
It's just a cheeky little cheek.
Yes.
Yeah. So get some reports, and Elayne's really excited about this information. This new
After
intel.
the two names was I can never pronounce it. Faria and Marlon. Are those the two names? How do you pronounce the one name?
Oh, Marilyn Gamalfin and Phelan. No, where are we?
Phelan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cats.
Okay.
Going with
So I got
cats.
the name
Falion.
wrong.
Oh, Falion Boda.
Yeah.
Falion
I
Boda.
definitely wrote those
Which are
down
known
wrong.
dark friends.
Yes. Those are the ones that started
Shadow
this video.
pals. Shadow pals.
Yep.
It's full circle. Like this is a full circle moment for her because this is what put them on their path.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I got excited. I was like, wait a second, she knows those names. We know those names, and they gave that information. Like this is what started all this. If it wasn't for them, who knows where the girls would have ended up?
Yeah.
Like if the Dark Friends had done a better job at covering their tracks and not being exposed in the tower. Who knows what events would have occurred? We might still have Elayne and Egwene like loyal to Swan in the White Tower, and the tower may still be whole.
Yeah, but we needed to flush all this business out, so it's
but
unfortunate but good that this is happening.
Yeah, but Elayne gets a little too giddy here. She's like, "Let's go get him right now, and let's not form a plan. We can just go jump by surprise." And
well, she goes with power though.
She does,
and she's a little too confident in that. Because even one of the other Aes Sedai kind of questioned, why would we do, 2 sets of 2? And she's like, well, because then no matter what they do, if they're channeling, we can overpower them. It's kind of, makes sense.
I disagree with Alan's statement. There was a plan. It was a loose plan. There was a multitude of hasty.
And it assumed too much.
There was a lot of assumptions.
She assumed that she knew all the variables. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what?
I want to hear your military aspect and how this plan, as Chris says.
Oh no, this one's easy. Look, there's a reason that these Aes Sedai have warders, right? And I understand there's a bond there, and you don't want either one to get hurt or injured. But this is Aes Sedai business, and y'all don't need to be a part of this at all is stupid because all they needed was Overwatch.
Agreed.
And they somewhat had it, but it was from such a far distance, and they're just going by feeling, and they could barely see like shadows and light in a room. There is no reason why those warders couldn't have been staggered in such a way that if people were coming, that they would know and not get caught off guard. So they had all the people they needed to do this flawlessly.
Right.
But for whatever reason, despite this bonding of Warder and Aes Sedai, they decided in this moment, we're just going to ignore this relationship. We're going to ignore what a warder is here to actually do.
Well, and what's worse is Elayne knew that she had a traitor in her midst that she was taking into action with her.
Right.
So you're literally going in, yes, you bonded or linked with her, so you had control of her, and you had somebody you could trust linked with the other one. So whoever it was that was the bad guy, you could get a hold of, but still you put yourself at a disadvantage when, like you said, we could have brought 5 warders in.
Right.
Could have just brought Brigitte in. I mean, she alone would have had the tactical mind.
I'd have brought them all, but you're right. Even just one would have helped.
Scoped a few things. Even the guy that scoped out stuff earlier, bring him back in. I mean, he went through, like, I took notes on that because I thought he was pretty cool. Like, we don't sulk around.
About Van Dien's warder, James.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he walked in, he took his time, like he didn't seem out of place. Like, he played it well. And
Well, I don't think he actually went inside. I think he just said, "Okay, these doors are unlocked," and I tied
yeah,
up this guy who's drunk in the barn.
so
And
I would have taken him with me. If you did all that work in advance, then I know you're thorough. So I'm gonna send you in first, and then you scout the other rooms, and then holler if you see if you see something.
the one
Mhm.
problem there is with you might have a hard time saying, "Okay, Vandine, you can take your warder, and I can take my warder." But the other two that we suspect, you can't take your warders because you can't let them know that you suspect them. And they have 4
Yeah,
warders between them. One
yeah,
has 3 and the other one has 1.
Yeah.
And then the warders are
up
that
and
you
on.
trust are potentially overpowered if it's the 3 that are going bad. I mean, I agree with you. It would be great if you could have taken Brigida or James, either one in, just following right behind you. Were those 4 Aes Sedai? We're getting up on the next chapter though. I'm just wondering, were they in the next were
No,
they already inside the
they
house?
they were inside the house. They
They were inside the house,
did
yeah.
show up here because
That's
they're
what
Yeah.
I
the ones
thought.
that stopped everything from happening. So we're pretty much there because Hark himself stayed behind with all the warders and the soldiers they took with them, the
Mhm.
few that they did.
Yeah.
And you had the 4 sisters link up and they go in to do a quick grab. And they
Mhm.
managed to like successfully get in there and lock them
Yeah,
all
this
down.
part was smooth. Yeah,
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
without a hitch.
Like that's the thing
Mhm.
about
But you didn't clear the
Jordan.
house before
That's what I'm
moving in on the kill.
And-
You got to
exactly.
Yeah.
clear the house.
Like you're not wrong.
Corners
I
and
like
doors.
George's
Corners and
writing.
doors. Corners and doors.
If you
Expanse.
have to
Come
be
on.
hasty, somebody should be manning the door
Yep.
from the outside.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
even in the
You need
most
somebody watching
hasty
your back.
scenario, yeah, you don't just go in the room and like close the door and not look
Yeah.
at the door. It just
Yeah.
Or at least close the door.
Yeah.
Like they left
Yeah.
the door wide open. So it gave the person a clear line of vision to
Mhm.
then
Right.
work her magic on the lot of them.
Before they even left, when they were discussing potential plan and all of that, and we are aware that Elayne is suspecting either Saretha or Carrie-Anne as the one who killed Adelaus. And
Mhm.
each one of them brings up something that they should maybe be aware of. And both of them come true. And it's fantastic foreshadowing by Robert
Mhm.
Jordan. I didn't realize this was here until I was just reading this today.
Yeah.
And Saretha says, there's nothing that says that there's still only 2 sisters in the
Yeah.
house. We might well put our necks in a noose and spring the trap ourselves. All right.
Which
So
they
that's
did.
a possibility that does come true. And then Carrie-Anne says the danger is too great. When they fled the tower, they stole a number of terangrial, some very dangerous indeed. I've never been called a coward, but I don't fancy trying to sneak up on someone who might have a rod that can make balefire.
Yeah,
So
nobody's trying
they-
to get finger blasted, or are they?
and they do
Finger
use
blasting is the best.
Say, Alan, you missed it. I
I
was
got
like,
it. I got it.
Almost.
Just-
okay. I was like, don't make me wink at the camera.
Best.
Yeah, so they do have terangrial that come into play here
Mhm.
big time.
Mhm.
So, and
That
I
make
like
you
that.
feel all sparkly, tingly. It's
Yeah,
like taking apparently it's
Like a
like taking
stun
two
gun.
scoops of pre-workout. That's what it's like. 2 scoops of pre-workout and then squatting about 100 pounds over your PR. You know, when you
Mhm.
stand up and everything starts spinning,
Mhm.
sparklies.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Everybody's
Oh, yeah.
looking at you funny and you're like trying to hold on to something so you don't fall over.
The moment
Mhm.
before you do the backflip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never done that. I've seen that video though. I know what you're talking
You know
about.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah. No.
Which
I've done
video
the
is this?
lean on the equipment and pretend like I'm not about to pass out. I've done that.
It
Yeah.
was so funny though. They walked in, they're like, "This is a gift from Moradin and Mugadin," and so
Mhm.
like they capture them using tools they received from the
Age of Legends.
Chosen, the Age of Legends,
Mhm.
and
It's
they
like a
make their
stun
threat.
gun.
Yeah.
It's a bent piece of metal, like basically like a pistol.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It like stuns you or kills you, depending on the setting.
Mhm.
Right? I'm like, it's an Age of Legends stun gun. What?
And you have
Sounds like a Star
know,
Trek phaser.
It
Yeah, it
does. It
does.
does sound like a phaser.
Set to
Set it to
stun.
kill. Set the stun.
Mhm.
Yep. No.
And they're all just chilling. They're like, "Hey, we captured somebody. You know what? We don't need the other ones. We can just get rid of it. Okay, done."
Yes.
Yeah.
That
It
was
just
messed
melts them.
up.
Yeah.
They're like, we don't need them. They're in the way. This is too much. Just get rid of them. Like we'll be
Mhm.
all right.
All we need is her. We
Oh,
only need Elayne.
Yeah.
They're
Right.
like, oh, but
It
don't,
took me a second to
not-
realize what happened.
but not Carrie
there.
Ann, because she's one of us. She's
Yeah.
a
She's
She's a dark friend.
a dark friend like us.
Yeah.
Right.
We got our
Mhm.
answer.
Yeah, got your
Yeah.
answer.
Again,
Ending
process
was
of
ready.
elimination. There you go. Now we know.
Is that a
Right.
kitten in a box behind you, Zul?
Oh, she's up there over my left
Yeah.
shoulder.
Uh-huh.
Up there.
Yes.
Yeah, she's on top of that box right there.
I
Yeah.
caught movement. I was like, wait a second. That
Yeah.
looks like a cat.
And I also have a new thing here.
Yeah.
That is a Wheel of Time symbol that was a
Yes.
gift for me, and it lights up and it can go different colors and stuff.
That's
It's my
very
first time
cool. I
using
love
it.
that.
And you see what
First
shirt
country.
this is? Can you tell?
Yes, I can. The floaty shirt.
It's a
have
floaty
mine.
shirt. I'm wearing a
Mhm.
regular wheel read
Yes.
shirt, but that's a floaty shirt.
Yeah.
I'm just surrounded by the wheel read stuff. I have 2
Yeah.
mugs on my desk
There you
that
go.
are just like the glass ones. I have my mod mug. I'm just all
Nice.
wheel reads today.
Nice.
Awesome.
All the merch.
All
Yeah,
the
so
merch.
kills
Buy
Van
merch.
Deen. Yeah, please. Both Van Deen and Saritha, right? They kill both of those.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, we got more killing to do once the orders arrive. So we'll just wait,
Yeah. Let's just
they're
get ready for that.
Get ready
We'll
for
have
that.
some fun. I it's these last like 10 chapters that always like kill me with Jordan. It's not Brandon now. Yeah. It's like we had this real slow build up. Boom.
Yeah.
We literally like found out they were Black Aja, ran up in their house, captured them. They got free. They killed people. They're waiting to kill more people. Like all that happened within like a 40-minute listen / read. Like we went from chasing down Black Aja. Can we figure out who they are? What in the world is going on? Oh my goodness, we're never gonna find them. A boom.
Yeah.
He always does that to us. I can
Oops, I
only
stepped in it.
imagine what the last book is going to look like, because if the writing style of each book is indicative of how the end of the series is, that whole last book is just going to be a freaking roller coaster.
Well, you know, it's not
Strap
going to be a
on those
perfect.
rockets. We're off to the
Yeah,
straight up.
It's not going to be a perfect plan that comes together. There's going to be a plan.
Oh.
It is not going to come together.
No, I feel like
What
Well, as,
percentage
not
of
gonna-
as planned, it won't
there's
come
a lot
together
of me
as
that feels
planned.
like Elida's not going to get her seat, not going to get her, or not Elida, but Elayne is not going to get her throne. Like there's part of me that feels like she's going to lose it to somebody else.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
think that's going to happen, but I think that's going to happen.
when she's getting ready to leave on this mission, right? She learns that we have attackers coming in from one side, because there are 3 factions of armies, right? There's 3 factions of houses. So there are those who support her, those who support Aramilla, and then those who are undecided. And those who are undecided are marching in on them. And so she's like, okay, we're going to be like deployed. And then she has, remember those mercenaries who were like, we want more money.
right.
Well,
And they thought she
and
thought
she
they'd
was-
be sus.
and she was like, no. Well, guess what? They're starting to, hey, they're trying to take over the gate and let people in. And so stuff is ramping up here. And now she gets herself in this situation where she's, she's been caught. They're
up.
taking her scooped up. They're taking her out. And Brigitte's like, we got to go get her.
And that's blending right into 32. So I like the way the 2 chapters like
Yeah.
It's a
do
good
this.
combo.
It really is.
Yeah.
That second chapter didn't feel like another chapter.
Also at the end, isn't it where Elayne's doesn't she send kind of she can't speak to Brigitte through the bond, but she's like,
Yeah, she's like,
fly, you
run.
fools.
Yeah.
Fly, you fools.
Right. Trying to.
She tries to do
That's
the
nuts.
Gandalf.
Tries
Yeah,
to-
it's like you were saying, man. For a split second there, everything was 100% under control. And then a paragraph later, nothing's under control. It's all falling apart.
Yeah.
It's, yeah.
Mhm. Yep.
Not to keep relating things to my love life, but that's kind of like how it goes. It's like, all right, we're good. We're good. This is great. Everything's good. Is it good? Nope. Everything's bad. It is horrible. It cannot get any worse than this. It is so bad. What the hell just happened?
I'd be interested to see what comes of this morning's conversation, if anything.
Oh, we're going to talk about that later. Right?
What?
Part of me hesitates, but then the other part of me is like, I don't know. We'll talk later. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh?
Nothing.
I love there could be positives.
We are secretly the best of dark friends.
It can always get worse.
Yeah, I know. Tree, I know. I'm not even. If there's any karma gods out there that are like waiting for me to. Yeah, no, I don't challenge that at all. I know it could get worse. Nobody has to prove it to me. I know.
Yeah.
God,
as soon as you say it can't get worse, you're done for.
Yeah.
Nothing could sink this boat. You know, I watched the movie. I know how that works.
Yeah.
But Brigitte, she knows how it works too. And she felt hazy.
Mhm.
She's like, something's not right in the force, but I just can't put a finger on it. Like, everything was good, and then all of a sudden it's not good, and I don't know if that's good or not, but it's not good. And then all the other warders are like, do y'all feel that? All except for one who's like, it's a great day. Like, what are y'all talking about? And everybody's like, what's his problem? Like,
well, actually, like all of the warders felt that their Aes Sedai, because even Cariana was like hit with the
wave.
Yeah, like the electricity thing that got them. Like they were all 4 hit because they were linked. So when they hit them, it hit all of them in the two links. Right.
Yeah.
So they all felt that. But then when they started dying,
yeah, that's what
Brigitte
really...
was the only one that didn't have to go through that.
Yeah.
All of the others did.
The warders had
and that's 5 berserker warders.
Yeah. They took off swords in hand, flailing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Brigitte's like, they're dead. Let's be smart.
We know what that means.
Turn around. We're going back to the castle. We got to come up with a plan of action. Ride like the wind, bullseye, and out of there.
Yeah.
Have you noticed there's been a couple spots where there's been some emotion in Brigitte's world? Like there was that night she got sloshed or whatever. This is books ago now. But for the most part, she's kind of like our stoic Vulcan kind of. I mean, she's just business, you know. Or am I reading into her character wrong? I'm not saying she's emotionless, but she does not. I don't feel like she lets emotions guide her per se. Like they're there to influence her, but she gets to business.
She's dependable.
She calculates. She does the math on stuff. She's assessing. Yeah.
I feel the same way.
I like that about her.
I love it. I think she still has some tapped in memories of some of her other lives as a warrior, as a fighter.
Sure.
And so she still has that sort of unflappable, like learned to assess and deal with danger and not just rush in and all of that.
Right.
And specifically being a warder, she takes that responsibility very seriously.
Sure.
And so, I mean, she could easily be somebody's like favorite character for these 2 chapters because of
it's
her actions that, you know, make all the difference for Elayne.
Yeah, I guess that's dancing around a part of my point is like put yourself in her position, knowing what's going down. Again, we're going back to that bond, Warder and Aes Sedai. Like, there's got to be a million and one things that are pulling her to react in a different way. But she's like,
God showed her the way.
best course of action is boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
We're going to get back, reset, get some reinforcements. Yeah. So
she even does
lot of
this because the guardswomen want to go chase after the warders, and she's like, "No, we need more swords in this. Like, we can't we'll just
we do not have the numbers. That's a suicide mission.
That's a suicide mission. Pretty much just if you do that,
Yeah.
So you have chosen death.
You son of a gun! You were setting that up. I like it. I like it.
So we got chosen death. It's good. It's a good clip. I needed to add that one to my arsenal.
Yeah.
There's so many cases I need to use that one.
Yeah. It'll come up again,
especially in fantasy books, all the time.
Oh yes.
So you chosen death.
Like I said, very quick chapter because she does exactly what she needs. Is she's like driving her horse to death to get back to the castle. She's passing different people, jumps off the horse, take care of the horse, saddle another horse, get this person here, get that person there, tell these people to meet me in the war room, war room. Like, we have things to do, and then everybody comes together, and she's like, I need 20 billion people right now.
Yeah.
We're all going through a gateway. We're all going to save Elayne. They're all like...
Yeah, she goes to the sea folk to try to get them, and they're like, nah, we good.
Well, there's talk of the bargain, so that kind of leads up to how Brigitte's trying to play them, manipulate them, if you will. But as part of the bargain, they're convinced to at least open the gate to get everybody through. So,
as she's riding, she's observing. She's like, "This used to be this at one point was a park." And I remember when I built the White Tower. I mean, helped to build the White Tower, but I still built the White Tower. Like, that's the earliest memory I
was around for that.
Yeah, I was around for all of those things. But now we got a White Tower asunder. I'm losing my queen to dark friends, and everything seems to be unraveling. But you know what? I'm gonna pull this together.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and like I said, she goes to meet with the Windfinder at first. At first, she's really hesitant, just because part of the bargain is that they don't have to participate in the fight, and Keith has to convince them, like, I'm not asking you to participate in a fight. I'm just asking you to open a gateway. Like, that's all I'm asking you to do. It's just open a gigantic gateway.
I think she's hoping like a fireball gets flung at them, so they're like, "Wait, what?" And start fighting.
Exactly.
I don't want to take away from her genius, though, because she had a plan. She's like, there's a moment. I'm going to pause for a second. There's a moment where I thought she and Elayne had a plan.
Oh, because
this was going to plan. Because she made decisions so quickly. And then that statement at the end.
Yeah.
What took you so long?
Yeah.
I mean, I could see how like you could let your mind go that way. I don't think so.
I mean, I'm saying it's not probable,
but it did it went pretty smoothly.
Yeah, it went too well.
Despite how chaotic everything was and how desperate the situation was. You're not wrong. It was
out of like 10,000 men. Like, yes, it's a lot of people to lose.
12,000 soldiers. That's a decent little
transported.
it's decent.
That's a chunk.
500 people that lost. That's not huge compared to.
Well, they had finger blasting, so
I know that's what I'm saying. Like, they didn't lose that many. There was minimal casualties compared to the number of people that were there, knowing that they were dealing with finger blasting. None of the men really actually got to fight. They all just kind of got pew-pewed. Yeah.
Can we talk about the men, right? The non-Aes Sedai, the non-channeling folk. The leadership, they were well aware what they were walking into. They knew that it did not matter if they had 10,000 or 20,000 of them lined up. They were just going to get mowed down. Like, you got to give some props to them for that, because none of them hesitated. It's like they received their orders and they were like, "Yeah, Roger, let me line my people up." we're gonna go get schlacked.
Mhm.
You know, that's
there's a movie I watched recently. Oh, The Kingsman. Where they have the scene from World War One where it like does the time lapse of like the no man's land going to like from a nice peaceful like meadow to just total destruction. But it reminds me a lot of World War One, where you had these charges where it was 100% certain death, like, and they would still do it every day. Blow the whistle, come up over the trenches, and just get mowed down by machine guns over and over and over again. World War One was brutal.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, D-Day was a lot like that. Think about those first boats to hit the beach, like.
Taking the beat.
So even if you're the grunt on the boat that's not really paying attention, maybe you don't know, but the leadership on the boat knows. They know.
They know.
The LT or the senior NCO, they know it's about to go down. You know. So, anyways, I figured we should take a moment to give those guys props because it only came up in a couple of lines here or there leading up to all this, but Jordan did make a point that these guys knew what they were walking into. Brigitte gave the orders and they just said, Roger that, ma'am. Let's go do it. And that takes some stones.
All right. So as a vet, as a military person, pardon me, and you've been at different ranks, right? You've had people over you, taking orders, doing all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I've been a top and a bottom. You're right.
Top and a bottom, back to that.
The middle of the train, whatever. Yeah.
So, looking at the situation overall, Elayne is the one who made the decision to go in. Now let's look at the loss of life to get her back. All right?
Not worth it.
Your input on that. And think about who she is, what Andor is for the whole thing, for the Aes Sedai, for the last battle. Weigh it all out for us. What do you think?
So, I mean, I think after the fact and after you recover her, there's certainly going to be a push for those that have influence to protect her more and not let her risk herself like that anymore. But for the vast majority of them, if they were loyal to begin with, it should only reinforce the loyalty. I don't like if you start running into folks that are like, oh, I can't believe she did that. And then we lost this many people. Now my loyalty's wavering, then they were never loyal to begin with. They were never committed to the cause to begin with. So I don't know. Well, we haven't seen enough or heard enough from all the different factions that were lined up on that battlefield to know where their mindset was to begin with. But those that I know that we've read and we've gotten a little bit of their point of view, those that have like signed on and they're totally behind her, this isn't going to shake it. It'll just reinforce it. If anything, you're going to have folks that are like, oh, there's efforts out here that are coming for my queen. Like there's going to be a doubling down, like Lemmy Adams sort of thing. Like, let's not stop here. Let's go mow down those punks and those punks, So yeah.
Okay.
It's like drinking alcohol. It's just going to amplify what they already thought. If they were questioning their loyalty, this will make them question more. If they're already loyal, it's going to double up on the loyalty. Yeah. I think.
Agreed.
Yeah. Yeah, and seeing all this, I mean, it's Brigitte that's eventually able to convince, is it Chanel? Chanel?
Chanel. I would say Chanel.
Chanel.
Yeah.
Chris
with the CH, Chanel.
How would you say it, Chris?
Spelled differently, but still Chanel.
Still Chanel. Able to convince her that, like, hey, you're going to lose the bargain.
Is that a C word? Does that begin with a C?
It does.
That's a C word, Chanel.
Maybe that's the C word we were looking for.
Maybe that is. But yeah, so convinces the sea folk Chanel to go ahead and put it into this. You're going to break the bargain, and she comes through and kills the person producing Balefire, takes her out. A scene, and
again, this is still that moment where in my mind they didn't explicitly state she was the one that did the lightning. I was like, wait, is this our red friend? Is she coming in to actually be helpful? Maybe we. And then I was like, nope, it's Brigitte won. Brigitte got what she wanted. We kind of skipped over it, but like they went from being in the map room, they created the portal, they went through the portal,
Kind of hanging out.
They were hanging out. Brigitte's looking at the eyeglass, and then these Aes Sedai see this entire army in front of them, and they're like, okay, lightning, fire, let's kill them all. And then we get to that point where the sea folk or whatever, the wayfinders are like, well, I guess we can't really let this happen on our watch because I don't want to be the one to have to
tell Rand
that we broke our words. So I guess we got to do what we got to do.
I would have thought it'd have been more of the just watching the carnage and watching, like what I was saying, the people, the men, the soldiers lined up just getting thrashed, knowing they can't do anything about it. It'd have been cooler if that was more the emphasis of why the Windfolk stepped in, to preserve life.
Well, I think that's what
Brigitte, that might have been part of it.
I think that like Brigitte was like, you need to help us. And that's how she got in order to, preserve Elayne, because otherwise you have no bargain. Right.
Right. Yeah. So maybe it was a combo of the two.
So that's how she got them started. And then she said, I need you to step through here and
take a look at what's happening.
And I think that's what turned her in the humanitarian sense.
Yeah.
Was seeing the loss of life. And then now that we've seen this, we can't let this continue. We have to do something about it.
So maybe the legalese,
that's how I read it.
Preserving the bargain, but like the final pool that got him to tip over was saving the lives, looking at the destruction, being like, gosh, we can do something quickly here to end this. Yeah. Hopefully that's the case. I don't know.
What'd you think, Chris?
I had no faith. I honestly thought they were going to watch the battle go down and be like, well,
because they are stingy with their bargains.
Yeah.
No more, no less.
I thought there was
no more, no less.
What more are we going to get out of this if we help you? Like, damn it, she's going back in there. This cat has been blowing this room up since I walked in here, and I'm so over it. That's why this room is a mess, because I do not come in here. She's 10 pounds soaking wet. But God,
is the litter box in there? Or is it just?
Yes, there's 2 litter boxes in there. Like I am OCD about it. I clean them every morning and every night. Like there's never a smell until I come in this room and she decides, oh, Dad's in here. Guess what? Here you go. A gift for you. But anyway, and then that's how I felt like the Wayfinders were. They were like, here, we're gonna give you a gift. We're gonna throw you a bone. We're not getting into the war, we're saving Elayne. So that was their way out. We're not entering the war. We're not helping your efforts. These are Black Aja, which have nothing to do with Elayne claiming the throne and everything to do with
it's a whole nother battle.
That Rand, that's a whole nother situation. Because they know they're going to have to get involved with the Black at some point, because they can't just run away on the sea their entire life as much as they'd like to. So they're like, this is how we do it. We're going to help.
This is how we do it.
Oh, you beat me to it.
This is how we do it.
We do it.
So you're very clever on Brigitte's end, because it would not have happened without her.
It's Tuesday night and the mood is right.
Is the party here?
Sorry.
It's a way to bring
Don't be sorry.
No. Party's here on the east side. The west side sucks. I'm kidding.
I'm actually on the west side, and it's pretty lame.
Yeah.
Although the east side of Richmond still doesn't have water right now, so I guess I'm glad I'm on the west side.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. No.
They haven't had water for a couple days.
Yeah.
People are all the community posts are hilarious. They're like, how do I poop? And everybody's like, go outside and get some snow that's on the ground. We'll get some snow, melt it, put it in your toilet. Like, people have no idea what to do.
Snow?
Yeah, we got a few inches.
And that stopped water, or did pipes just freeze because it's old?
There was a bunch of things going on. Some valve got stuck, and then some main burst, and then some blah blah blah. I don't know. It's not again. I'm on the west side. I got water.
But Ian said it's not impacting
At
me.
Richmond
so I
proper, and
couldn't
then the
tell
east side
you.
of Richmond, they're struggling right now.
Yeah. Got water.
Oh,
Yeah, we might get ice in the next few days, so
Yeah, we had that yesterday.
we might be dripping those faucets because it's
Right.
been in the
I'm
30s
purposely
and it's
let
going to
my
be
shit
like
go. I'm a renter.
lows in the
Yeah.
20s.
It's in the 20s right now here. It's
That's horrible, right? I'm a renter. I'm just gonna let it be. Whatever happens, happens.
yeah.
I,
Let it be. Let it be.
I have warned my rental property people. I'm like, hey, y'all need to do this, this, and this to make sure we're winter ready. Nothing
Mhm.
happened. All of a sudden, we're having winter weather, and they're like, hey, putting out the word that we need to go buy things to help protect their pipes. I'm like,
Psych.
I have a
That's not how this works.
You give me the company credit card, and maybe I'll do something.
Exactly.
It's
You know.
because you mention it. Now it's your responsibility. Same thing insurance companies pull. It's just like, if you don't
Yeah.
mention it, you're fine. But as soon as you mention it, no, that's your fault now. Now it's your negligence.
Yeah, well,
Like
Right,
straight up, like if a tree falls in your house, a branch falls in your house, you can do an insurance claim. If you call a branch that's snapped and has not fallen yet, and you tell the insurance company, like, hey, this branch looks like it might fall. I just want to warn you guys. And then it falls, that's negligence. They will not cover it. They're like, nope, you knew about it. That's on you.
they have nothing in writing from me. Just like when the Wayfinders tried to get Brigitte to agree to some new statements, tried to make a little caveat into the right before they went in and created. She's like, no, we're not going to get involved. We're not going to help out. Remember, we're not going to help out. She's like, I didn't touch my fingers to your fingers. This isn't a deal. Brigitte played that very well. I'm very proud of her.
Yeah. Yep. And then we end the chapter with Brigitte riding towards Elayne to go save her. Woo!
Yeah. You know what would be really trippy? And I know it's not the case because we're at the end of the book, but it would be really trippy if they saved an empty carriage. Like, I know that's not the case because we're at the end of the book. But if I were Jordan, I would have put a twist on it.
It's been done.
Right into it. I guess it has been done. No,
Which means it's likely it could happen.
Yeah,
I'm not discounting it. I thought it too. I just didn't want to say it.
You jump on it, she throw it open, and
it's empty.
Body there. That would be
Nobody's there.
hilarious.
Well, Brigitte can feel where her Aes Sedai is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but remember, I mean, so it's a small probability of it happening, but there were all the Terangrial, whatever that were stolen. Maybe they have some sort of thing that like cast her presence or scent of her, something like that, and they went in the opposite direction.
I mean, we don't know what they all do. They definitely took some that they still don't know what they do.
Sure. Or maybe they were able to travel like instantly once they thought they were getting caught. But anyways, I thought it too, Chris. Small probability, low probability event, but hold your breath.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we know it's not going to happen, but I just thought it'd be funny if it did happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indubitably.
Indubitably.
Anything else though that you had from this? From all this?
Not really. I still feel bad for. There's some like little things that happen. Like I still feel bad for Brigitte. She's thinking about Geidel Kane and like her losing her memories of him and stuff. And
Sure.
I like those little things that are thrown in. I liked the reminder of, what's her name, Rhonda McCura, who was the one who from book 5 who had drugged them with fork root, and me thinking about the fact that how did Perrin, go in and go, what was his plan to go after Fael? Using fork root that was given to the Shanshan by Rhonda McCura because she got beat in her own hometown by the Aes Sedai, and she now hates the Aes Sedai. So she's like, F you, I'm going to give this fork root stuff to your enemies, the Shanchan. And that's how, like, it's like, I like all these threads that come
Plan
together.
coming together.
If you just think about it, I love that kind of thing. So throughout all of this, like, you know, Elayne stuff, you get all of these other things coming in, and I just really love how all of that is happening. And this being the last book that is 100% just Robert Jordan makes it all the more special when you get some of those callbacks to some of his earlier things.
Sure.
So, I mean, you guys only have 5 more chapters plus the epilogue in this book, which is the last of Robert Jordan's
2
books.
episodes left.
I was telling the guys, like, Chanel has said she can summarize this book in 1 word. I pitched the idea of doing a Wordle because I want to know what everybody's 1 word is to summarize this book.
Yeah.
And when she started
How many letters?
devouring, she didn't tell me that. She wouldn't tell me. Wouldn't even tell me the word, because she said if I told you the word, it would give it all away.
Okay.
I'm like, what?
Is it knife or dreams?
Great question.
It's of. It's
Moraine.
These.
It's back. These what?
It's bath.
Bath. Yeah.
It's baths. Yeah.
Baths.
Spankings?
Spankings?
Goat's milk.
Nice.
Is that 1 word? 2 words. That's 2 words.
If you say it quickly, it could be 1.
Goat's milk.
Goat's milk.
Yep.
But
Anyway. Anything else before we do favorite character?
No. I think we covered it all.
Favorite character.
I could easily say Brigitte, but she gets so many of my favorite characters throughout time that I'm going to say Van Deen, because Get Back must be had, and she finally avenged her sister. Even if she had to go down in that moment, at the last moment, she stuck that knife right into Cariana's heart.
She did
for Adelaus. So
she thought she was
Van
good.
Deen,
She thought she was getting away with it, and then shank.
peace.
Yeah,
I
good
almost
shanking.
Forgot about that. I almost forgot about that.
We should have talked about the shanking some more. That's always good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it to all my homies that died for their queen.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I don't know that I could have been the one to do it. I'm just gonna sit here and be honest. I'd have been like, she did what? That was dumb. She should suffer. Like, I feel
They
like
didn't even question it. They didn't question it.
I got to give it to them because they are better souls than I. I'd have been like, nah, no. Literally 500 men for this one chick who thinks she's invincible because she got knocked up by Rand. No.
Yeah.
Is that why she thinks she's invincible?
Oh yeah, because men told her.
Because men said, and she interpreted.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't mean Brigitte doesn't get to the carriage only to find out that Elayne is comatose and stays a vegetable until the babies are born.
Exactly.
Because it's just that the babies survive. It don't mean Elayne survives.
The babies survive to be born.
Ian, your favorite character?
Chris semi went in that direction. I was thinking more the soldiers that were in the leadership position that took the orders from Brigitte, because like I said before, they're the one they did the math. They knew what they were going into, and they didn't hesitate. And they lined their soldiers up, and they were like, all right, here we go, knowing that they were going to take one in the So
I'm not
yeah,
mad
so
at it.
I think Chris and I are kind of on the same page that those that sacrificed and those that knew what they were getting into and no hesitation. Yeah. But also with that nod to Brigitte for all the reasons we talked about throughout these chapters. She was on fire. Let me tell you something. People talk about this, and I don't know if maybe it's different for everybody, but you guys have watched all sorts of videos, unfortunately, of horribly tragic things that happen. And in the background, almost all the time, and I apologize, I'm sure there's some guys that also scream, but the pitch of the female scream, the wailing is just so much worse in my ear. So it stands out. But people in crazy situations where shit's hitting the fan, people that their go-to response is to fucking wail in the moment. Like, it's not settled yet. There's still a threat, and all they can do is scream. I have such a horrible, nasty, disgusting feeling that builds inside of me. Like, I can't stand that.
Yeah.
It's not even that you're a distraction. You're worse than a distraction. Like, for the people that are in that situation, trying to fix it, trying to save people, trying to make it better, you are now an obstacle because you won't shut the fuck up. And I know this is painting me like an a-hole, but it's the truth. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. People that panic and freak out. Yeah, no, I am.
No, I get what you're saying.
And here's the thing, like, even so, let me not make it just a man woman thing. Even like among trained soldiers and people that have spent all the time in the field and they're trained on how to react. For the most part, we do a pretty good job. But you still have some people that when shit hits the fan and it's like live fire for the first time, like they lose their minds and they're crying like babies. Was it Saving Private Ryan?
Mm-hmm.
The translator guy that just kind of freaked out, like, oh my god, that scene just disgusting. I mean, I get it, like I feel bad for him, but disgusting, right? Anyways, the wailing woman, everything, all that to say, so to watch the exact opposite of that, Brigitte in this moment, who had every reason to just freak out and, oh my gosh, Elayne and this, that, and the other, she's just business. And that doesn't mean she's not going to have an emotional moment later. That doesn't mean when it finally quiets down, she's not going to be like, oh shit, and that adrenaline is gone and, you lose it.
Yeah,
but now is not the time. We going to take care of business. I love it.
Yeah.
Those are my people. Brigitte is my people.
Well, I was going to say my favorite character, but now I'm just going to shut up. So thank you, Ian.
Alan, who is it?
Was it the wailing woman?
No, it was my sister Emery. Chesmo.
Chesmo effing Emery.
A good old yellow sister. We always love a yellow sister tinged with a little black.
Is she the one who killed them?
Black and yellow, black and yellow.
Yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow.
Is she the one who killed them with the weave? Like the weave that, like, it's a healing weave that she can kill with? Yeah.
That's Chesmo Emery.
I just had a mental image of somebody getting choked out with a weave.
like hair gets a weave. Oh god.
That's what you're from Newport News.
Oh, man. What's crazy is I'm sure it's happened.
I'm
sure in the middle of a scrap, somebody picked some up off the ground and used it as a weapon. I'm certain it's happened.
I've seen it fly in scraps. I've seen it go flying everywhere.
Oh man.
Oh, good times. Anyways,
not the weave.
Next week we're doing 3 chapters. Nice one, Grace. Doing 3, chapter 33, 34, and 35, which is 9 out of 10. A cup of calf. And the importance of dialing.
Oh, wait, that sounds good.
Hey, just know,
because Dylan was sent to the rescue. We skipped over that.
That's true.
She was straight up in boss mode, like, oh, okay, let me go take care of this. Like, we did not talk about that, but she was given an objective, and she's like, all right, let me go get it done. So I'm hoping she gets it done.
Didn't hesitate.
Nope, not at all.
Hopefully she didn't have like some nefarious plan.
Nah, she put some respect on her name.
Yeah, I feel like she's same team.
Yeah.
Now
we could be completely fooled by her, and I would be okay with that because she did a good job of it. If she did enemy, but
we don't really know enough, but I feel like I do.
Right now, I got faith in her.
Yeah.
Gotta have faith.
I don't like the way you said that.
Faith.
I was thinking that. Okay. Now I feel better.
Wouldn't it be nice if I could touch your body?
I know that everybody's got a body like me.
I just lost my shit.
Good old.
I missed you guys.
Whether it's Limp Bizkit or George Michael or whatever, whoever version you listen to. Okay. Anyway, so that's it. We're gonna do that next week, and then in 2 weeks we're gonna be done with this book. And be sad. We'll have to do something special for that episode because this is the last Robert Jordan book.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then we get to Sanderson.
And then we get to Sanderson.
Do we know what his favorite drink was?
What
do we know what
Robert
Robert Jordan's favorite drink was? Did he have a go-to drink?
was he a Scotch drinker?
He was a Scotch drinker, I believe.
Like a Scotch drinker.
Well, see if you can look into that. Maybe we can toast him.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And I wanted to say cheers to you guys. You have been at this for 5 full years.
Yes, this is our
What?
5-year anniversary.
5 full years. Yes, you are starting the beginning of your 6th year. You started
Mhm.
in
In
January
2020.
2020.
2020. Yeah.
Holy
So
cow.
2020, 21, 22, 23, 24.
Half a decade. We've been doing this.
All right.
Wow.
This is the longest
We're
relationship
almost
I've
to
ever
the
been
end.
in. No, I'm kidding. No, technically I was married longer than this, but
Yeah, right.
this has been happier longer.
We're entering our 6th
Yeah.
year, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
What'd
2020,
you say?
2021, 22,
We're
23,
entering our
24. Yeah, we're entering our 6th year.
You're entering the beginning of your 6th year.
Yeah.
Yes. that's
Congratulations.
And we're almost at 3
I
books left.
knew from the first episode I listened to you guys that it was going to be awesome, and it has
Yes,
been the entire,
Glad somebody-
all
Yeah,
along
you've been
the
here
way.
from the
so-
get-go.
You had drove.
Yes.
You were the that drove.
So you've been here from the
for
beginning.
us.
Oh, man.
And your past amazing 5 years and past the slog. 5 years. I remember Ian drinking from the boot. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I still have the boot.
How can
There
we
are things I never washed it. There's things growing in the boot. I don't think I could drink out of it again.
No, please don't.
bet?
Please, yeah.
Hey, 5 years. I'm gonna list you guys as my emergency contacts now. I think that's officially I can use you guys.
Officially emergency contacts. Okay. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Zool
So-
especially.
So thank you, Zool, for
So glad
covering
you
for
popped
me.
in.
Sorry, I didn't do my
You're
personal
welcome.
life, but yeah, I had my work had a it was supposed to be the holiday like end of year like dinner for my my team that I work with, but we were gonna do it during Christmas season, but it was so busy. We are just like, oh, we'll just do the New Year. So that was tonight. So we went out to dinner with my wife and my rest of the team. So it was
Yeah.
good, but that was that's why I was late because I had a
Family and
I
friends.
can't just leave. It's work function.
Well, I don't want you to feel bad, but when the cameras turned on and it was Zool and Chris and I, like it was all smiles. We were. It was a good time.
Literally, and
We love you, Alan, but
take this
great.
how you want. I was in the shower thinking about Zool. I was like, it can only be
Hey.
one person.
Hey now.
Yeah.
that'll
Yeah.
happen. Yeah.
So there's only one person he would leave in charge. It's Zool.
Yeah. That's gotta be a
Y'all
top
even got me here as close on time as possible. 9:03. Like,
Yeah. There you go. So you were late. I told you so. That
Yeah.
Well,
at least one of them would be late.
in my defense,
One-
it was my
Ian
computer.
was here before the hour.
I made it on time.
He did.
Love it.
He did.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
It wasn't too bad. It
Yeah,
wasn't too
wouldn't
bad.
be a show. If we
It
didn't
felt a
start
little
10 minutes
awkward, but
late.
I made
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, that's all good. Yeah. So yeah, I didn't tell him that it was you.
I mean, yeah, yeah.
I didn't tell him
That's
who
a good. It was a good surprise. It's a good surprise. Although I will say, I mean, you have left other mods in charge.
I have, yeah.
the
Skeeter and Mies
Yeah.
have done it before.
Skeeter and
yeah,
Amis have
um,
done
Yeah.
it. Tree would have done it
Yeah,
if,
Tree
if it was necessary. Tree would have been there for you. I mean, we,
Mhm.
we got
She was
you.
there in
We
chat.
got you back.
But Flan
Yeah,
has the
we
right.
appreciate
We'll
all of you
keep
guys.
them in line. Boom.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yep.
so we'll just
We
keep
appreciate
it.
that. I remember the beginning, boy. Let me tell you. In the beginning.
The
Between the
weekly
names
messages of how to
and the-
pronounce.
Yeah, exactly.
pronunciations and the voice method, and then finally she gave up on helping us pronounce names. She's like, you know what?
I said,
They're never gonna get that.
I still get all the different S and F and all the names confused. I'm like,
oh, I know.
that one that does this or that one is. And I've read this series. I don't know how
Yeah,
to-
I'm like, this one's Fally and Boda.
yeah,
Other times it's failing. Like it's,
Failing,
you
yeah.
know,
yeah,
I stopped trying.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
just too
after the
much.
second show.
Yeah, and all the S names, all the S Aes Sedais.
No, those are terrible.
Those are
I
terrible.
don't even.
Robert Jordan is
I don't
clearly
know those.
Slytherin.
Yeah.
Yeah, why do I have names like Yumi?
Yumi? Yumi?
Yeah.
Me, you, me.
Yumi?
Yes.
Yeah, Yumi. Have you read that book yet?
I have like 2 hours left. It's
Oh,
so
nice. I saw that you
I
read
made
Tress.
it most of the way through, and then I don't know what happened. Oh God.
I read all of
Stop it.
Tress. Tress is good.
Tress is good.
I haven't read Tress yet.
Tress is good. That's the next book that we're doing after the Wave Kings, but that won't be till like May. And Cosby
Yeah.
reads.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Because by that time I will have read Wind and Truth. So
Oh my god, so good! Wow,
we're gonna get demonetized.
X rating. Yeah, we're
Stop.
done. It's 10:40. He's tired. We need to put him to bed.
Y'all keep dragging along.
Oh.
I'll show you my kneecaps in a second.
Look,
Those
let me
well
tell
turned
you,
now,
That's
okay,
because-
let's not
Stop.
get that racy.
That's
there we
because
go.
he's
The
not
calves.
reading-
Okay, there you go.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
very
Really good,
Watt.
actually.
Yeah.
Show me those calves.
He's
So I know
not
we have.
reading
I know
Sanderson,
for
that's
the Cosby
issue.
reads, we are making only hands for your safe hand shirts. Only hands. So we may have to do only calves or something like that for the reads.
All I'm gonna say is,
Yeah.
Wind and Truth. Oh, so good. Oh,
Yeah.
Good to
listen
hear.
all of
Good
it.
to hear.
I'm about 40% done right now. So
Oh,
I'm not even halfway.
man.
I'm working my way through it. It's right here.
I didn't realize that we got to wait so long for the next one, though. That's why this book is so thick, because we got like 4 years before we get
It's
anything
more
else
than
from him.
that. It's like 5 years.
I'm talking about anything else from him, period. It's like 4 years away.
No, the next Mistborn series is coming out before that.
Like 3 years from now.
Oh,
I could be exaggerating, but
no.
I got plenty of books to read. I got to get caught up.
you have plenty of
Yeah.
time.
Yep.
So anyway, how you get found is at thewillreads.com. It's a website where you can find links to things like merch, like Zul will show you. We have lots of cool merch.
Yes.
Yeah,
All the merch.
All the merch. You can get the merch there. You can join our Discord, where I occasionally will share a meme on our memes channel, or and I'll welcome you with a personal gift.
Yeah.
I always do that with every single person that joins. I don't. Even if you come and leave right away, we'll send a gif of you coming in the door and walking right back out.
Every time I
Yeah.
come, I leave right away.
It's like,
You
it's
do?
great.
Oh well.
It's-
Yeah. So
But I'm hanging out with Alan.
Come join the Discord.
It's awkward.
You do all, yeah, I know. It's fun. Ian did come over the other day. He did he worked on the many workout machine. So
And when I was done,
yeah, he was out real fast. He's like, I'm done. I'm out. But speaking of which, I'm going to go do that after I get changed after this. That's Patreon. Yeah, do that too. That thing that you help us support us. So
Support us.
us.
It's been 6 long
Do
years.
some Patreon, which I don't even know if we had new Patreons because I was late.
Well, it's been 5 years.
I won't do it at the end of the show. If you did join the last week, I'm sorry. Next week when I'm here, I'll give you the episode will be for you then. If you did, if not, join this week and I'll shout you out next week. So because I didn't check, I just ran home and just immediately got on. So yeah, do all those things, and that's really all I got for this week. So
until next time.
Go ahead, Zul.
Peace. Now you got to choose something new.
Bye. See, I just
okay,
laughed.
bye. Thank you for watching The Wheel Reads.
Until next time.
Okay, bye.
Get your Coast Guard certified life-saving
Sure.
device ready
Sure.
and strapped on.
Oh, where are we going tonight?
What kind of strap on you talking about?
Traveling